Greetings and welcome once again to another episode of Red Seal Roundup here at Red Seal Gaming.
Welcome back. Episode 13.
Oh, wow.
You didn't realize?
I didn't realize that. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't do it.
Yep. It's not on the elevator wall, right? The elevator button's missing.
Yeah, that button. I don't like pressing that button.
Yeah.
But
it's a post-Halloween show, so we survived all.
Okay, that's true.
I guess Samhain and All Hallows Eve.
I guess I could suppress my fears and
yes. It's not Friday, so we're good.
All right. Is it Friday?
Not now.
Okay.
To someone, it might be right now.
But it's Friday someday. I don't know. This is scary. All right. Anyway.
Well, yeah. When this video, we're in the time warp, right? We're in the nether.
Wait. It's like Spaceballs.
Yeah.
When is this happening? This is now.
Yeah.
That was then. This is now. When will then be now?
Yes.
We're soon.
Whenever this posts, it shall be
Whenever
then.
this posts.
It shall be then.
If you're not familiar, that's a Spaceballs reference. Check it out.
Yes.
Speaking of, since we have some news, I think that mocks Star Wars a little bit. We have some Star Wars news.
Yes. The most recent news is the new rules to X-Wing, which has caused quite a stir.
Dumpster fire?
It was a dumpster fire in the beginning. It's calmed down somewhat. For the long of it, I mean, most people know what the rules, the big rule things is, but they came up with a random play organization, which we kind of were doing anyway, right? 50-50, we flip a die. The first part of that rule is they're making us both roll 3 dice, and it's crits,
hits,
focuses, and then hits.
So focus before hits.
Yes. Now, you would say that a hit means more to you than a focus in its worth, but it's the probability on the dice. So there's less crits. There's only one. There's less focuses, and then there's the most hits and then blanks, obviously. So I think the onus on that part of the random is going to be about, for some weird reason, if I was to roll that die, is there some kind of shenanigans I could do where maybe I'm not rolling it? Either way, we're both involved, right?
Limp-wristed rolling? Not putting your energy into it.
I rolled.
No positive die rolling.
True. Yes. I mean, a coin. Maybe the coin didn't flip enough for you. I understand. Now it's both players are doing something in that. So that's the easy part of the new rule change. The harder part of the rule change is now you're doing that at the beginning of every round. So we're deciding who's got priority.
Which is completely changed.
Completely changed. And now it's done. You're doing that before you set the dial. After you set the dials, I always forget. So you're setting your dial,
and then you're rolling,
to see who goes. So your movement
that adds another element to it, even more so than like some other games we play, like Age of Sigmar, where there is a random turn.
It is.
But you still control your whole turn.
True. There's no real though. For planning, like risk involved. GSP, Gold Squadron Podcast, if you don't know, watch them. They're great community members for X-Wing. They had a great roundtable conversation with all their members, and the guy, William, brought up an interesting comparison where he likened it to poker. Okay. He goes, would you feel comfortable playing poker if, Texas Hold'em, if you had to place your bet first
before you saw your cards,
or you saw the cards that went down on the table from the dealer?
It's a pretty good analogy.
It's a weird, because the risk of I could look at the board state, understand, and set my dials based on the risk factor rewards. Am I going to take it easy? I think Dion's take on it was, or one of their takes was on, they were very worried that the game will turn into a game of caution, where like no one's taking those risks. Oh, I'm just going to take turrets. I don't have to worry. I'm just going to do 1 forwards all the time. I don't want to bump. And it takes that risk reward factor, whereas...
But it adds another level of randomness.
It does. And once again, I said it in the Discord, I think it's something you can't really judge until you've tried it a bunch of times. Like, you really got to try it a lot.
My counterpoint to it was that in the end, pilot skill is determining factor on who goes first anyway.
Yes,
so if you see the pilot skills before any kind of dice rolls and before your dials, you'll still have a good idea of who's going to move first. The only difference is the ties.
It's only in the ties. So I
don't think it's that bad. I get it's different.
It's not that bad. It also makes ships though worth. Is that ship now worth what it is point wise? Because its only strength was the idea of it's an outmaneuvering ship.
Yeah.
I always go to Empire ships because they have no shields, right?
Yeah.
So now, like, your only safety is your green dice and your ability to outmaneuver. So without that, it shouldn't. Maybe that ship shouldn't cost that much because it's a liability now, or you won't run it. See, the problem with gamers is we're not. We're going to take the easiest route in the end, right? You're going to put on the field. You know what? I'm not going to risk all this. I'm only going to take the things that I know are guaranteed. They're going to give you mods all the time. Ships that don't have to worry about that maneuvering, where it's just like I'm coming at you. So there's that risk of what first edition broke the game with was 360 turrets and ships that really were broken in their outmaneuvering. Is it going to go back to the part of X-Wing that this is what GSP was talking about? Is it going to bring back that part of X-Wing that wasn't fun or that was broken? Is that going to bring us to there? I don't know. It's too early. It's got to be played like,
hundreds of games. We need thousands of games before.
Yes.
But the good thing is the AMG and now AMG
just
AMG now. But they do something in X-Wing that other games don't do, is that they do constantly monitor the value and points of things.
Yes.
So if they think something needs to be done, like you're discussing, they will do it.
Yes.
So it's just going to take time.
I think the only thing that me personally, my only thing being upset with, and this is something that Gold Squadron professed, and I totally agree with them, it's not about the rule change. Because this rule change fundamentally changes the game more so than first edition to second edition. That was the last big game change that happened. But 1.0 had a problem, right? So 2.0 corrected the bloat. For all intents and purposes, playing up to this point, I don't think anyone, if you ask any X-Wing player, did you feel the game had a problem? I would be hard pressed to find someone that said there was a problem with the game, that this was a needed fix to fix the overall game. So I agree with them there in the sense that, but with that being said, I'm missing my point here. Hold on.
I was a little worried about list building with X-Wing because a lot of people were going on the low side of things intentionally to take advantage of.
Well, that's the bid. So the bid's gone. That's why the random player.
And I think this is just another step in that direction to fix that situation.
Yes. Well, that's gone. I mean, and that could have been just fixed with, a 50-50 coin. And like, you're all 200 points. And now we flip a coin.
Yeah, well, maybe now, like you were concerned about, pilot skill. Maybe is it not worth that much or whatever. Maybe those 10 to 15 points that were floating around can now be used on a pilot skill, a better pilot.
Yes.
It's going to change the game. I mean, it's going to be a bunch of little.
There's nothing that's
ripples.
changed the game. This is one of those things that the game was changed when the community wholly agrees that there was nothing wrong. So that's a difference. Whereas people playing first edition knew, like, wow, we've gotten cards that give us negative points to fix these because these are broken. And it was very obvious. So when second edition came, some people left the game, but most people are like, oh, wow, this is a breath of fresh air. So this definitely comes at a time when there's no tournaments being played. The data is not there. So for this to change, people do feel like it's like, okay, it's, AMD's trying to make the game their way. Now, devil's advocate, maybe they're doing that because down the road, there's a lot of new things they're going to introduce to the game that couldn't have been done the old way. Maybe new rules and new ships are going to be added with this kind
There's
of.
always that. You got to accept the fact that there's things you don't know.
You just don't know, and that's part of it. But my original point about the AMG's said, I think the worst part of this whole situation is radio silence.
Yeah.
When a company does something, now the way they did this, first off, GSP's talked about this heavily. They did it on a Friday. There was no one at that office to be there eligible to deal with any of the feedback. They just dropped this. Now, they were supposed to do this in the stream.
They let it stew all weekend.
All weekend with no response, and they still haven't responded to it now, so it is complete radio silence. So I think the hardest part as a consumer is if this was done part of the stream and you gave me the why. We've done this to this game because now you have the community goes, all right, now I understand a little bit more. I might still complain, but now I'm not left in the dark. It's like losing a child in the forest. That kid's freaking out. You know what I mean? It's got that same kind of like without the why in the context of just left on a Friday, it's stewed all weekend, and the radio silence from now. But they've also said if the blank hits the fan, we will fix it. That's a term that came out before this. They dropped this. Now, was that term said because they knew that this was coming? Either way, radio silence is always tough from a company that, if something happened in the store, hey, Dan, why did this happen?
And I don't answer.
And you don't answer them. I don't care what it's for.
Yeah, Monday morning when I open the store, there's going to be 12 people out there going, why?
Probably a lot more, you know what I mean? Just because of the concern. So
is there any monetary concerns to this? A lot of times when some other companies make changes, you can be devil's advocate and say, oh, well, they're doing it because they want to sell more minis.
That's always
doing it because they want to sell more of this. Is this change possibly giving them more, you have to buy this now instead, or you have to buy these also, or maybe it's a new ship coming out.
It could be
that, this ship is better now with this.
Yes.
Or better yet, here's a pilot or a skill that actually affects
yes.
the start of a turn.
And could you, and they've people at the community itself has alluded to that. Maybe that is for broader game design space for them to do stuff. The problem with it is Razor Crest they didn't create. That's an FFG product that's still coming. So anything past that, you figure, all right, those we don't know. But it's also the communication. You could easily calm a person that's upset with a few small words of like, hey guys, this change is going to lead to great things down the future that we're hoping to plan. Like a few easy sentences that could be said.
Silence is aggravating.
And silence scares you. So as a consumer, if the government says, if you find out on Twitter that the United States government says there's hundreds of loose Boston Dynamic robots in the forest, and that's the last thing we hear about, and we don't hear from the government, guess what we're going to do? I'm going to burn the forest down. You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to happen.
Robots don't burn.
True. Got to find new ways. Like, we've seen unidentified flying objects in orbit and radio silence. What is going to happen?
Big change with no reason and no response.
No response. I mean,
it's just bad.
Yes, and there's
it's a mistake. That's all we could say.
I think so. I think just the as a company, how not to do something. And like I said, I don't work for a big corporation. I never have. I'm sure there is things that are in place in their organization, in their how they do that, accessing the community or putting out new information.
Dude, in business, in government, there's always the part that you just don't know.
You just don't know.
And they can't tell you.
Yes.
For whatever reason it may be. Or maybe because they haven't finalized it yet.
But
they also don't want it. Sometimes giving that information could spook people even more.
True.
So a lighter comment like you're suggesting probably would have been best.
Yes. Even just saying also, these rules this is what we were going to use during the stream, right? They're not finalized yet. We'd love to hear your feedback after you saw us do this. We don't even know if it was for a matched play because the stream never happened because they had technical wind problems where they were and there was no internet. So they couldn't do their battle report, which these rules were going to be part of. For all we know, these were part of a scenario based because they're talking about pushing out more games that aren't about point winnings. They're putting out. They're going to focus on games that you play a scenario. There's objectives and stuff. So we also don't even know if there's a small chance that the context of these rules are for that play. But once again,
which is why it's a raging dumpster fire because everybody's just trying because we have no answer. So people are trying to create answers.
Yes, and the problem is also too their only form of communication has been. They'll do an MCP painting demo, guys painting MODOK, whatever it is. And while he's talking, he'll be like, oh yeah, in X-Wing next week we're going to do this. And that's not a tweet. That's not, it's just him talking. So people are like, whoa, did he mention that? Like, oh my God. Like, so there's a weird marriage in the.
Let's just hope that none of the boys like K-Tough and them decide to jump off a cliff.
No, and honestly, I think our community is willing to. A lot of guys have been playing it in the store, and they're like, it's not that bad.
I spoke to Baron actually yesterday about it. We spoke about it, and he's like, sometimes change is good.
Yeah, I mean,
and he goes in, and it's if they mess it up, they'll reverse it. Yeah, we'll change it.
Yeah, it could be for a whole season we play like this, and they go, you know what, it really wasn't working. We'll change it. To the before.
I'm also of the mindset that even if it's sometimes feels like they're touching things they shouldn't touch, just being proactive and making changes, whether you like them or not, as a business or as a or as a fan, change is good.
True.
At least they care for the game.
True.
It's better than a fire and forget. And I agree with you. They should have done a little bit more. Just like, hey, don't worry. You know, you'll see why. There's reasons for this.
There's very neutral statements that could be said from a podium or any platform, just to hey, you're getting these new rules, but this A, B, C, and D, and then you wouldn't have had the backlash, right? You could manage the backlash.
Devil's advocate. All press is good press.
Oh, true,
right?
True. But I mean, once again,
as a store owner, I've lived through that.
True.
And it's absolutely true.
It is true.
So let's just throw this out there. Watch them go batshit crazy, jumping off of buildings, chasing people down on the internet. They're trying to actually
personally attack the guy's Twitters and you go to any, like they mentioned Legion stuff's coming out. If you go on Twitter and look at the Legion comments, they're not about Legion.
They're just about X-Wing.
Why are you talking about X-Wing? So I mean,
in the end, look. So even Legion got involved in an X-Wing.
Had nothing to do with it.
Had nothing to do with it.
No.
So the dumpster fire is working.
Yeah. I mean, they changed the rules to how gas clouds work. And no one even talked about this because this thing burnt the world down. They got rid of the free evade. Yeah. And it's like now it's just you shoot through it and you get extra green dice and that's it.
All I'm saying is don't assume that they're idiots. The fact that there's conversation, even us over here at Red Seal with our couple hundred viewers or whatever are talking about it.
There's a double-edged sword to that too because, it's if you let it go on too long, though, in the end, if they've already hurt themselves, you're not going to see the effects of that until it's too late. Until it's too late. He's like, when you've shed enough people, so there's got to be a way to mitigate damage because in the end, if you change the rules to poker and you told me I would have to bet before the cards came out, Atlantic City and Vegas would be empty. Yeah. Because that's not people don't, no matter even if it's not for money, there's a certain level of risk that people are willing to do in games or anything.
And they also want to know what the risk is.
Yeah. I mean, well, what's,
I'll take a risk. I'll gamble. I'll roll the dice. I still want to know, like we used to talk about Bez all the time. Would roll dice before he knew what he needed.
Yeah.
I hated that. Like, don't roll the dice until you know what you need.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a 12. Did I hit?
Yeah.
Like
I roll up. Wait, what do I need to hit these? It's a 4+, right?
Yeah, even Warhammer, you'd roll 30 dice. Oh, what do I need? What, you just rolled 30 dice. Yeah. You didn't even know what you needed yet.
I mean, like you go to Atlantic City, you go to a casino, and like the tables that are empty are the games that like it's like let's just spin this wheel, tick 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 tick, and land on it. Whereas there's a skill with poker to like reading your body language. There's the idea of what's out. How many cards are in there? What's the chances of me getting this? So
in the end, it's a combination of things, and change is always volatile.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. You got the guys at first that are totally against it, the guys that are totally with it, guys that don't care, the guys that care a little, and then eventually you get to the middle.
Yep. I mean, perfect example for you. You love baseball. How do you feel about computers judging strikes?
Don't get me started.
I mean, how when a computer says that's a strike,
I want them to speed up the game. I don't mind a computer, but I still think the human should have final say. I have to see it. In progress. They're doing it in the minor league. You're opening up a can of worms.
But I'm saying,
I am not sure.
Welcome to the dumpster fire.
All right, Beto, you're here. If you're watching Beto, if you're listening right now, I am not sure about what's happening with baseball and rules changes and. I am,
and that's an honored game. Like that's a century-old game. So you
have to be careful.
Yes, you have to be careful. But anyway, but with that being said, it's data to be. Let's play it. Let's try it, and that's the best way to do it. And that's what I'm for.
And it's encouraging more games. People want to try it out.
Yeah. So it's.
Again, conversation and gaming. It's good.
Yes, and
just do it. Try it out.
And the money aspect is for me is like, I wouldn't. When you give me a plethora of new products, that cures everything for me because I really don't care. But like the fact that like, we're getting the Razor Crest and there's those holes.
Look at the shine here. Look at the shiny chip.
And I understand.
It's like when you go in to get a shot, right? When you were a kid, they give you a lollipop, and then while you're about to open the lollipop, and next thing you know, the needle's in your arm. What just happened?
When my kids were babies, the doctor would be like, "There's a mosquito in here. Look at me," and the mosquito's coming. But so once new product comes, I always feel like. You might see something go, oh, cool, this is going to make this part of the game easier. I just hope that they don't build around that. If they make a ship that does...
some modification of that role forget it.
You want to talk about dumpster fire.
That's a nuclear bomb.
That's a nuclear bomb. Right. But anyway, On good Star Wars news,
Oh, yep.
the book of Boba Fett trailer came out,
Oh, Boba.
and I think that looks pretty friggin' awesome.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I found that it's 8 episodes.
Okay.
And I don't have the names right now, but every episode has a name, which kind of gleans a little bit of like, there's the assassin, the so-and-so. So each kind of, you got to maybe glean of what's coming, but the trailer alone was instant.
It's good. It looks just as high quality as Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I love those two characters already.
Yes.
I love that we're finding so much more about Boba, and that he seems, he actually seems to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Honorable.
Yes. I think that Mando gave us the idea that he's just not this faceless bounty hunter,
No.
like
No,
his quips, quick lines in all the movies, no dialogue.
It's a job. He has a job, and he does the job.
Yes, that's what he was.
That's what he was. Yeah.
Now he's kind of like
Yeah.
he wants to. He has more personality. He's talked more. His helmet's come off.
Oh yeah, well, because we had what, 3 lines before?
Yeah. You put Captain Solo in the
And
cargo hold.
you know? Yeah. He's no good to me, dead.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all we had.
I have an electronic Boba Fett,
Yeah,
and
he
they're
still
all in
does it.
there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. Uh-huh.
But the idea that he's taking Jabba's old seat, and there's the line, Jabba ruled
By
with fear.
fear.
I want to rule with respect.
Respect, yeah.
So like respect me. And his idea too is like that old the mafia mentality before the mafia got splintered. It was like, if we cooperate instead of killing each other, we could rule the world. You know what I mean? And it's always the infighting that breaks it all apart.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Yeah, I mean,
that's what the Warriors were
it's
trying to
all
do.
the
Right?
same. Yeah,
the same vein.
We'll rule the city.
Work together, right?
So
it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm always excited to see that stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, when the
and I do like, we were talking about this because a couple of us been watching DS9, and we're just binging it. It's great, but we were talking about new stuff coming out, and Netflix, boom, watch the whole thing in a day, and then it's almost like you feel like you missed something because you just burned through the whole thing. You don't get to talk to anybody about it.
Well, that is cool. The weekly stuff, we could watch an
Yeah.
episode, and then before the next episode, we could discuss it.
I like that.
And if you miss it,
yeah.
then maybe you're too behind. It's not like the whole. You have to sit on
catch
a whole
up.
series.
You could catch up, and I don't know. It just feels, I don't know. Maybe because we're old school.
We're episodic.
We were talking about Star Trek, and 26 episodes a season.
Yeah.
An hour long, which probably amounts to about 40 minutes an episode
With commercials, yeah.
But I remember when we were watching it was on TV, we would call each other after every episode, like, "Holy, did you see?"
Yeah. 26 episodes is 3 seasons now.
Yeah,
like
I would. We would call
season.
each other. You tonight. It's coming on. Just thanks for reminding me. Watch it, and then phone call after.
Yeah.
And then a week or even 2. Because they would take a break for Thanksgiving, they would take a break for Christmas, but you had that like whole season of TV watching.
Yes. I think the only thing that does that right now is anime. Anime gives you a ton of episodes, more than TV does, which is kind of interesting. But
which is probably why it's so popular in Japan, especially.
Yeah,
but even in the States, it's like you have a couple of weekly shows that you watch.
Yeah.
Did you watch? Did you catch an episode? Did you watch?
Yeah.
How's your buddy Hawks? Like,
I mean,
which Phil invariably always came because I like Hawks, and there was like a little bit of a subterfuge going on with the character, and I didn't know, and he knows because he's ahead of me, so he was always teasing me like
did you catch up,
he's not so good now, is he? And blah blah blah. But that's the kind of stuff that you miss out when you watch a whole freaking
yes, and then you have to sit on it. You have to sit on all that information.
I mean, there's good and bad to it.
It is good and bad.
I mean, Stranger Things. It feels like it's been forever since we watched Stranger Things.
Yes. See, like at least Book of Boba Fett. See, now, like the way I look at it is, by the time it finishes, it's going to start in December. It's going to be end of January, maybe early February,
Before
maybe
it winds down.
So that's one less.
Probably skip, maybe Christmas week they'll skip or something like that.
But that's one less month for the next season, right? As opposed to the extra 3 weeks because I burnt it off
Dude, in the end, I got so much to watch anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Well,
it's just
Star Wars. I'm waiting for the next. Now it's not. I'm not waiting for the Bad Batch season 2. I'm waiting for what comes after Boba Fett. What's the shortest time in between the next show?
I'm watching so much stuff right now. So in the end, I guess it really doesn't matter. I'm a Trekkie, so I'm excited for the new Star Trek series that's coming out. I've watched Discovery. I watched Lower Decks, the cartoon. I think it's hysterical because I am a Trekkie as well. I got more Star Wars stuff coming.
How many episodes are in Lower Decks?
It's 2 seasons now.
But how many?
I think it's 8 episodes a season.
So
it's around the same thing, but there's so much of it that I watch tons of anime. I'm watching Baki right now, catching up on that. I got a list of things, because everybody's got recommendations. Hey, Dan, you should be watching
watch this.
which I'll get to eventually, which is great. I take it, I write it down. I'm like, oh, if I put it in the queue, I'll watch that while I'm waiting for something else. But bottom line is Boba Fett looks good.
Yeah, definitely going to flesh
before
out.
you know it, we might see some more Obi-Wan stuff too.
Yes,
but that's what I'm really waiting for.
I would think in the middle of the year, because I want to say August, is 2022's Celebration.
Yeah.
So any other big announcements that are coming is going to be in.
Well, they're filming Obi right now, right? They're filming.
Obi's all done filming.
Oh, they did. They finished
Now it's
primary
all
photography.
yes,
Okay, well,
they're about to. I heard they're about to start filming. Andor, I think's even done too.
Okay.
Filming, and it's all post.
Okay. Curious about that too.
They started talking about the Acolyte. That got pushed back, but that was actually supposed to start filming. And that's gonna be like a dark side show.
Yeah, which
like
would be great.
is a very interesting time period element.
All right, so good stuff happening in Star Wars all around them.
Yeah, it's coming. It's funny they waited this long. People are like, when are we getting a trailer? And it's like they've kind of made the new formula. It's almost like a month to the day it starts. Now it's gonna be all hype from when they released it. It's gonna be all these snippets.
It's
December 29th.
My brother's birthday.
It's Mikey's birthday.
Happy birthday, bro.
He said that. He goes, "It's my good birthday present."
Birthday present. Yeah, exactly.
So good. More gaming content too, because whatever they show in there will show up in other places. So that's always cool.
Mm-hmm. Tabletop, X-wing, so on and so forth.
In other news, the GW reveal happened. The Warhammer Day.
New,
we got a bunch of the
40K stuff.
Custodes Gene Stealer Cults was the big box, which looks really cool. 2 new books. You're gonna get a Custodes books and a Gene Stealer book.
Gene Stealer Cults.
Gene Stealer Cults, not
Yeah, my son was a little disappointed. He heard Gene Stealer, and then they said Cults, and he was like,
yeah.
He was hoping,
Yes.
he wants a Tyranid book.
Yes, I mean that's probably their only allies in the end. Tyranids, I mean, like, but it is they're gonna. I'm sure those 2 armies are gonna be as broken as physically possible to the game. Like, you know what I mean? So it just, I just feel like
I watch the Sisters players just smash people right now.
Yeah.
So
I think Gene Stealer Cults are going to be a lot of FAQs. What else did they do? Released for Age of Sigmar. My favorite, super pumped. I was hoping was Magakin and Nurgle. The book's been announced, and the only new miniature right now is a new Sorcerer model, which is cool. I just ordered the old one.
Yeah, I know.
But I'll take both.
It's on the way.
I will take both. Very cool. My only thumbs down is no endless spells. They're the only chaos faction without endless spells. I don't know if that's something
you could bring it in as an ally, probably. You've got another caster.
Well, I could do generic ones, but every faction has their own
specific one.
I mean, Fire Slayers have spells.
Nurgle has plenty of.
Give me a giant cloud of flies.
I
mean, like there's
or like mess up a terrain piece with
puke.
Puke.
I mean, I'll take anything. It could be a giant cyst and then just explodes.
A face that's just spewing vomit.
Yeah, Nurglings popping out like ping, 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 ping.
Yeah, popping pimples and spewing the pimple pop.
Yeah,
at
Nurgle
you.
has the easiest possibility for endless spells.
It's really easy.
So I don't. I'm hoping that it says December it's supposed to be released. I'm hoping that it's going to be maybe there's something else they didn't reveal all their hand yet. I mean, there is the one new model, but like
everybody likes new models.
The only place they have that is wide open is their endless spells. They also announced Blood Bowl. They're going back to Dungeon Bowl, which is an older version of. It's basically Blood Bowl in a dungeon.
Yeah. Warcry.
Warcry big box.
New big box, which is not new edition, just big box though.
Yes, I think it's the terrain is like home run.
It's always cool. It's always
the terrain is insane.
Yeah. Which I think will be the most.
People buy it. I think people that for Age of Sigmar will just be buying that
for the terrain.
Just the terrain. Yeah. The one Dark Oath Warband though, there's a guy who is Conan the Barbarian all the way.
All the way, yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah, we zoomed in on him. It looks like straight out of a cover.
Conan, and he actually harkens back to the original Barbarian character in Hero Quest.
Yes,
it's almost the same pose
and everything. Yeah.
Dead on. Nice mix of female models and male models in there. And then the other warband is all the spiders, the multi-limbed and wicked blades and kind of cool. Very, very cool. Once again, we talked about the whole issue of Warcry being its own game. So it's not a gate. We came to the terms that it's not a gateway game into fantasy. Yeah. It is a gateway game into fantasy. It's not a gateway game into Age of Sigmar. No, it's its own game.
It's its own game. And that's it was like a hitter. I like the idea that we were talking about with Kill Team as well. Kill Team is, it's 40K intro game. Oh, no, it's its own rules. Oh, that's great. It's finally not 40K light. It's its own rules. All right, but then I got to buy all new stuff if I want to play 40K.
But you still use the same miniatures, but you still have to go, but I want to play 40K.
Yeah.
And it's not really, it's now looking back on it, like the Warhammer Light, all right,
probably a better entry point
to get into 40K. Vice versa. But it's also for the guy, it's like, I'm not interested in like
I still think we're missing
300 models.
I still think we're missing a true low points entry for the big games.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like what, 750 points, which is supposed to be like one maybe start collecting box.
Yeah, like that's the other thing.
I still think they need to go smaller in order to get people into it more. It's hard for people to drop $100-something on a box and then also buy the rules and then buy, other stuff, the accoutrement that you need.
And it's only those two factions.
Yeah.
And if a new player isn't bought into the look and the feel of those two factions, even if they don't know anything about the world.
I mean, I like the starter boxes. I do. I don't think they're bad. I mean, they are ideal. They're small. I mean, the $50 box, it's a bargain. The small boxes, like the 40K small box.
The combat patrols?
Combat patrol.
Yes.
No, not the combat patrol. I'm talking about like the, what's it called? The Command Edition, Elite Edition, and the first edition is called
for 40K.
For 40K,
yes, yeah.
And they have them for Age of Sigmar as well.
Yes,
and they are great and they are affordable, but it goes to the problem of they're not the factions you want to play.
Yeah, I think they would have to come up with a way to market. Here's all the factions fit into this right now instead of waiting. Like Kill Teams, eventually, I feel like it's going to have.
I guess that's just so hard. There's so many factions.
So many factions. But I think maybe if it's done with like. You got the compendium. It's a hard thing to do because people want the new.
It's got to be hard because they haven't done it yet. Because if they would know it, and because that's probably what they're searching for.
Yeah, like
that. It's like, how do you do it to make all the armies accessible instead of just throwing Stormcast down people's throats?
Yeah,
because there are a lot of people even doing the whole. They're not Stormcast. They're Sigmarines. They're Space Marines in fantasy,
which is fine.
Some people don't like them. I happen to like them. I think they're great. They're like paladins and clerics running around.
Well, they're the order version of a Chaos Warrior, right? Chaos Warrior.
That's exactly what they are.
Has devoted his soul to chaos. He's got extra abilities and extra. They don't sleep. They don't eat.
They're even better because they don't really die. They get reforged and they come back.
Yeah,
but some people aren't into it, and I get it. So I still don't know what the ultimate answer is to make a small scale accessible entry point for a new player. I still haven't found it yet. I mean, I can do it in the store by telling people, here, borrow some minis, play a small game, but I'm talking about people just that aren't maybe at our store or even at a store and they want to get into it. I don't know what the ultimate answer is.
Yeah, I guess, like I said, those extremis boxes, like if you're not really into Stormcast or the Crew Boys don't really grab you, it's if it doesn't grab you aesthetically first, it's you have to do so much more research and delve so much deeper to get to where you want to maybe like, okay, now I finally like that. Let me go. It's a lot of work.
And I've always felt that's the most important thing. You got to build those armies, right? Then you got to paint those armies.
Yes.
Then you got to play with those armies. So before you even look at rules,
you gotta like
what you're looking at all day. You're gonna be building 100 models. You gotta like the way they look.
The rule of cool is very important
to you
in any game, in most games, because it has to. If you don't like that, it's like I would have a hard time playing anything based on these rules are awesome, but these guys look like if the best ship in X-wing was a flying ice cream cone, I'm sorry, dude, I'm not flying it. It's just
I'm not flying a popsicle.
Or just something that my aesthetic is. I'm just not gonna. I don't buy into. I mean, I like a lot of armies in fantasy and stuff, even 40K. But I don't know. I have no interest in Eldar. Eldar, say an army. I just aesthetically, I just don't. I like Dark Eldar aesthetically cool, but regular Eldar, it just wouldn't. But there's so many options. I guess that's what shoots them in the foot too. There are so many options.
We can segue this into what we were going to talk about this week. You played a 3.0 game with Chris at the store.
Yes,
and I was spectating.
Yes.
And I was never so excited to spectate a game before because we haven't played ourselves.
We played first edition, Stormcast vs. Khorne.
Yeah.
4 pages of rules. And
we're old school 8th edition guys.
Yes.
Even prior, we've been playing forever.
Yes.
So we kind of got little butthurt about the change and blowing up the world. I mean, I know you were happy that Chaos won.
Yeah, and I wasn't really
yeah.
fond of the rank and file system.
Yeah,
It
got old.
It was old.
We've been playing for 20 years.
Yeah,
and it got worse. It's like, we got these gigantic bricks.
Well, it was only 5 across.
Yeah.
When they says, "Oh, you could check in a third rank with 10 across,"
now everybody's got 100 models.
and what do we do? We had to go buy more minis. Right?
That's what happened.
And they didn't rank up. So I hope that the old world, if they're going to rank them, build those miniatures so they just rank. I don't need them to look cool skirmish.
Yeah, the front row could be cool. Make like old school command unit looked cool, sit in the front, but make that the other ones fit.
Everyone's got to be like.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, just do it.
Looking down on that base, it has to be inside the footprint of the base.
The bloodletters,
they're the worst.
I remember you actually numbered them.
Yeah, and
I remember you numbering them, because you had like a brick of like 20 or so or 30.
I had 30 of them,
and didn't you? I remember putting numbers on the bases because you're like, number one had to go here
because most
the way you had
most of them had swords coming between the other guy's legs. There was literally it
was crazy.
Watch the privates.
Yeah. All right, so you guys were playing a 3.0 game.
So
you were playing the
I played the Flesh Eater Cults, and Chris had Sylvaneth.
Mm-hmm.
2 older books, like mid-range books. I think Sylvaneth got some updates with Broken Realms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Flesh Eater Cults, I don't think they got anything. My opinion on the game was it's bookkeeping.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of bookkeeping, which sped up significantly once me and Chris were able to understand what we did in the beginning of each round. So once the core rules kind of sped it up, but it was a lot of
it was the first time with the armies.
Yes.
And you have to learn. It's a complex game.
It'll still be a problem next time because once again, I had to go through, even if I used my phone, you phone people, you still had to back scroll, go back a page. Nothing was in front of you all at the same time, right? So Chris bought the Sylvaneth cards. And
the cards they are useful.
He had them all out. He's like,
especially when you want to reference the units.
Yes,
that's perfect for that.
Even if I have to open the book, I was constantly going through this book. I had 4 books open at all times. That sped up though with the core rules. I didn't have to refer as much.
A little cheat sheet helps a lot.
The bookkeeping went back because even the cheat sheet was cool, but I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at the cheat sheet.
Yeah.
General's Handbook, I will say, was invaluable in the sense that the core rules are in there, so it was easy to get through in there really quick.
The quick rules reference section.
Yes, and then going back in there, I understand more things of what battle packs are, which we could talk about. But yeah, and it really came down to gameplay was fun. Setting up the terrain
there was some thematic epic moments.
Yeah, I got my ass whooped in the first round and a half. I was like, I'm done. There's no way I'm winning this.
Yeah,
and then I was
came back,
because it's not about killing. There was a point where I'm like, all right, he's got all his units are over there. I just got to score. And how do you score? You score at the end of your round. So long as you can get where you got to go at the end of the round, you have the ability to score.
Don't chase the carrot. You see the big Gribbly and you want to kill him because you know he's worth a lot of points, but most of the scenarios don't even have that.
There's 0 points. There's 0 victory points won off killing stuff.
Yeah.
In most scenarios.
You have your bodies are dead, but all he did was hamper your ability to get more victory points by getting objectives.
So there's in every round there's battle tactics that you have to take, and it's kind of or I'm taking the one that says I have to get into your territory and destroy that unit. If I destroy that, if I complete that task at the end of my round, I get extra points. And then we didn't know this. Those are public knowledge. We were keeping them secret. They're on my phone. You're supposed to tell your opponent, all right, this round.
But this way he could try to prevent you if he wants.
And you can't take the
same one twice.
So it's once you've kind of used that and it's passed, you're done. Your grand strategies was interesting because that was a larger objective that is secret, and at the end of the game, if you completed that, you got an extra 3 points.
All right, so you got a little bit of both. You got the open and the secret ones.
So mid-game, I was able to jump around the field. My ghouls and the other Flesh Eater Court stuff moved an extra 2 inches, and I was just running with them. And I was able to get to objectives, score them, and we were tied 16-16.
I did notice it was 16-16
at the very end, and then
which I kind of really wanted the game to end like that. I think that would have been perfect.
And you know what? It ended on a cliffhanger.
If you missed that charge,
Chris was able to teleport his tree into the big giant tree man into a wood. be
Make the
within
charge.
6 inches, and then I really wanted him to fail the first charge. He needed a 10, and use a command point with the stress of the
drama.
drama to roll. Like, oh, you got another chance. But
I remember. I mean, other people were watching.
it was fun.
They were like, oh, if you don't make that charge, and I was staring.
it was
a
so
couple
much
other people
fun.
came over and looked.
It was so much fun because in the old way, it's like they had scenarios, and you're like, I'm just going to table you. And then the scenario means nothing if I table you.
Go in
right?
the corner, hold this for 3 rounds, do this.
Yep.
It's got to be Sunday at 3:00. All right, let me just kill this.
Yeah,
I win.
And it was just done.
it was just easier. Why bother?
Yeah,
You know,
why bother?
I didn't bother.
Yeah, I literally, my last round and a half, I had 3 models. I had my Archregent and 2 Cryptars. That's all I had in the field. And I scored X amount of
and it was
points
still
with those.
a close game.
It was super fun. It was super fun. So I'm super pumped. I understand a lot more about Flesh Eater cults. They're, glass cannons. They don't really absorb much. So good. Now-
Watching you guys play rekindled my spark
oh, yeah. I mean,
immensely.
to our
Well,
old crewman, you got to, it's like.
Phil wasn't even at the store, and he was like amped to play because he
Yes,
heard we were playing.
yes.
It's like, oh my god, they're playing Sigmar. I want to play. What's going on? Like he asking how the game go, whatever, trying to call me out for the next game.
Yeah, it was so much
which
fun.
is duly noted.
And I'm crazy. I get all my cues from
Put
Beto.
that in the Vendetta book.
Beto, I was playing vampire. I had,
Yeah.
ghouls. The Flesh Eater Court's a vampire, so I was doing my whole, Flesh Eater Court impersonations when I was playing Chris, and he was laughing.
Because they think they're Bretonians.
Yeah, they think they're noble,
Yeah.
right? They think we're bringing civility to a city. Meanwhile, they're dragging corpses
That's
in.
it, eating
I
everybody.
love it.
Yeah.
So I was professing as my Archregent and just blabbing away like blah, 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 blah. And Chris was laughing. I'm like,
Everybody was wondering what the hell you were
I
doing,
don't
too,
give a
which was
fuck.
great.
I
Which is great.
right
It
in
was
there.
great. It
I
was
love
great.
that shit.
But
So-
watching you guys play, I was originally I'm gonna go hardcore Stormcast because new models and new shinies, but then I remembered that this came out.
Yes.
All right.
And it's been out, but
And
it's
been out,
It's got,
and I had forgotten because we just
that art is awesome, by the way.
so
Look
busy
at
with
that picture.
so busy with the store, forgetting that this book came out. Now this book has
Oh, your dwarves.
dwarves in it. It has Empire in it. I have.
You have the gyro bomber, right?
I have the gyro bomber. I have the gyrocopter. I have the new longbeards. I have the fire drakes. I have the hammers.
Is it
I have-
Bell? What was the guy on the stone?
Belagar.
So he's just a
He's
lord
just
now.
they have he's just a hero character now. It's not he's not named, but all those like newer models that came out right before the world blew up are in this book, as are the new Empire models, which I have as well because I had an old Empire army.
Yes.
So now here I am. I'm like, oh, I have all these minis already. Quick rebase, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no, yeah, you really could get
And
a
I can
force down quicker.
I could get my old Dowie
and mind
on
you,
the table.
And mind you,
and be drinking brew boy
that there's a
and
new.
be smashing you with hammers now.
Jesus Christ!
All right?
That's what we need. me and Chris are just we're not happy about this, but
Dude, the old Grumbler rules, they're in.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
The Longbeards, the cranky. Oh, it's just great.
That's awesome.
I was doing so. I got so excited that I actually had to run to another store that I probably shouldn't be going to since I own a store, but I didn't want to wait the 7 to 20 days it's been taking for me to get product. I ran to the freaking Warhammer store to buy the book. I needed it so bad.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Who cares? I needed the book.
Shipping sucks.
It does. It's terrible.
In things used to come quick, and everything just.
I have these great swords.
You ordered my Nurgle stuff how long ago? It's still in the warp.
It's in the warp. Well, maybe they'll come exactly when you need them.
Yeah, true. And the great part about that is there's a new rule. So there's still allies, and you're allowed a certain amount of points of allies, but they came up with a new coalition. So stuff that fit more into your army. So like perfect example, a Nurgle army, plague monks in Skaven have a Nurgle keyword. So really they're part of your coalition and not really allies. Allies would be like me taking Blades of Corn in Nurgle. They're shared, but it's chaos, but they're like outside. So there's certain units, and I think Stormcast and Cities of Sigmar are more or less coalition.
I could bring. Yeah, I could bring. If I wanted to dabble in Stormcast, I could still bring some.
You can still bring them.
Yeah.
And they're a rumored army that's supposed to be the new Dawn Crusades.
Dawnbringer
Crusades.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the reworking of that book.
Yep.
So you might have like Paladin-esque humans with Paladin-esque, Stormcast.
I'm excited. That's all I can say.
That's cool.
Get my Dawi on the table. I have an Empire army. Get them on the table. There's even high elves in here. There's even dark elves in here, dude.
Yeah, dark elves.
Those hydras and stuff.
A lot of the Corsairs and like those dark elves are in there.
Wood elves.
The
Wood elves in there
classic
too.
Wood elves, Glade Guard.
I mean, I can mix it. I'm like, I have access to a lot of those minis already too.
Not that you would play elves, but
I don't.
but you have that book's. But that's
probably what it is.
that book does well right now because it has so many options.
Yeah,
like
and I love me. That's me. I'm a jack of all trades kind
so
of guy.
that is cool.
And it's all the armies that two of the armies that I've played before.
Yeah.
So
Just get the snips, right?
Yeah.
And I think in those days we used to glue a lot of stuff with. We didn't have that plastic glue. We might have
I
been.
can still get it off.
Yeah.
It's a minor thing.
Yeah.
I'll get it going.
I've actually had to snip bases around the bottom won't come off, and I've put the electric sander on and just be like,
Dude, the fact that I'll be playing with old school dwarves again.
yeah. I mean, and it sucks too
Hammers,
because
longbeards,
those
fire drakes.
those sculpts were awesome back then, and they didn't see because it was the end. They didn't see any play.
They
So,
didn't
like,
really see like they didn't get to flourish.
No, they're
You know?
great models.
And then I like the idea of Empire right next to. I mean, that's how Sigmar became Sigmar.
Yeah,
The Empire and the dwarves working. Where did he get that hammer from? Right?
got it from
The Dawi.
from the Dowie till the Chaos Dwarfs come out.
You know what? You always got to ruin stuff with
I'm
chaos.
just saying.
Stop saying.
If you can warp a dwarf with chaos, there's no chaos elves.
No.
The dwarves,
They're evil elves, just not chaos.
well, they're still order. There's no evil. There's no chaos, death, and destruction elves. They're in order. They're not. They might not be the. There's no good guys. We talked about this.
No, there's no good guys anyway. Yeah.
in all these games.
It's just,
But anyway, so
there's really no good guys.
super pumped. Age of Sigmar was super fun. It like brought back that feel of like, oh, I can make this now, and I can make this, and now I understand what this does
My
in the
brain,
battlefield.
my files have been re-accessed.
Yes.
It connected a wire that was cut in
Yes.
my head.
And we talked about we had mentioned Chris. We were talking about concerned about. We had the
difference in the
750
books?
points. Yeah, it was 750 points, and but all right, this one says 1,000.
Yeah.
So they're stressing the idea of the battle pack because if you look in the main book, the battle pack's contest of generals, and that's that battle pack, and that has the 750 to 3,000.
Okay.
This battle pack is Pitched Battles 2021.
Okay.
So before we play, we have to decide what battle pack
pack
we're
you wanna
using.
use, okay.
Because if we use this battle pack, not
It's
only
1,000 and
it's either
2,000.
1,000 or 2,000. But mind you, the board's huge.
Yeah.
It's 44 by 60.
And it's twice what you played on.
Twice of what we played on. And there's way more battle tactics in this battle pack.
Which is what they do in 40K when they make the battle packs. That's what that is.
More or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
So I think for starting out, the contest of generals was
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, and then this is just more ways to play the game.
Just more ways to play the game.
Yeah.
And once again, you're in Dominions takes place in the realm of Gur.
Gur, yeah.
Beastgrave and Dire Chasm were the foreshadowing of where this was going to lead us to, in a way, the realm of beasts. So this takes place in the realm of beasts, and there's realm traits that are in special rules for the realm of beasts.
Okay.
And there's core battalions that you could only take
During
with this battle pack.
Okay.
So
It's a subset of rules.
well, think about it. If they were, if production was on, they could do this quarterly,
Yeah.
or even
Which they might. I mean,
Which they
that's
might.
not that old. That's only
not that old.
3 months old. So
not-
they could come out with a new one.
So not only do you maybe possibly revise points, you also give us access to a new realm. Harrow Deep is a perfect example. It takes place in Ulgu, the realm of shadow.
Yeah.
So maybe the next battle pack we go to Ulgu.
Ulgu.
And it gives you realm abilities for that. So there's a way to to get us a new book. Right? We got to buy the battle pack book, which I
course.
have no problem with.
More
But more options.
more is more.
More is more.
More is more.
Thank you, Zach. More is more.
Thank you. He of the open toe.
He of the open toe. But yeah, so pumped, super pumped. Can't wait to see. Phil has Crew Boys. You have Stormcast.
Yeah.
There's a few other people I know in the shadows.
Well, this is if we're going to carry the standard, people will follow.
Yeah,
I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to come out and go, oh, look, I've been wanting to try. Now there's a table. They're playing. Let me watch. This is what happens.
Yes.
That happens in the store.
Yep.
MCP, Crisis Protocol. Why is it blowing up?
So you see it on the table.
See it on the table.
Yeah.
Right?
As long as it's not floating over Starkiller Base. Every time I see a picture
I know,
in
they
the
were
Discord, I'm
they were
like,
talking about FaZe was talking about you. I think it was yesterday. FaZe-On. FaZe-On was like, oh man, every time I put a picture of some cool Marvel's Crisis Protocol fight, Sal's got to mention that we're on the Starfield.
Fifth.
The mats aren't in stock, so they got to play on something.
man, I would get a Chessex mat and draw streets. That is so that takes me far away from.
Make sure next time you see Fifth.
Yes.
You mentioned it to him.
Yeah.
That you're not really, you just busted his chops.
It would,
because the truth is we just need them in the store, and I think they're out of stock. Right now.
And you don't have them. And Wei Lin was actually mentioning that he's talking about he wants to build some battle tiles.
Yeah.
For to hopefully get rid of that problem for the time being until they come in.
Other MCP news, we got the OP kits in the store. That they
yes,
5 or 6
which
of
I
them.
see is going to be they're like scenario kits.
Yeah, which is cool.
Which
so
is
you
awesome.
just play a scenario, you play it together, and then you get about some
you'll get to
art
keep
cards,
those old art cards,
tokens,
yes.
and
hopefully AMG. There was there's that debacle with the Star Wars ones.
One,
you told me that they didn't. Oh, I don't know if we're able to mention that.
Yeah, well, I was told that the distributor did not even pick them up because they were concerned that open play was not going to be a thing with the pandemic.
So distributors didn't buy them from the company. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. But Asmodee didn't buy them from AMG? Like is it or like tertiary distributors like Alliance?
As far as I could tell, only because I checked other places. Nobody else has it. So I don't even know where the one that popped up, where did it come from? And
there was that printout. There was that printout.
There was a printout, and that never happened. And then there was the one that got leaked out on the internet or whatever. Somebody had it.
There was one overseas, either in France or Canada.
Yeah, but nobody local. No stores that in the area that support. Like, did anybody at East Coast Games get these kits?
I don't think so. I don't know. And supposedly those MCP kits were only they got out early in Europe only, and then you couldn't get them here. Like you just got them now. They've been in Europe for like a month. So.
I will see what happens.
Yes, it'll be cool to get those kits in. I think once again, even the X-Wing kits are all. It's not really a tournament kit like FFG used to do.
No, it's more of a participation thing.
Play Aces High, you get the rewards. Play this droid scenario, you get the rewards.
Which is cool. I mean, it's just, again, more ways to play.
But if you give us those in between product releases, guess what? I'm getting something new. Even if it's not a ship.
It'll hold you over.
It holds you over. So
keep the hype train going.
Yeah. I'm not just playing to play, which you're going to do anyway, but when you play for pseudo rewards, it's nice. One thing I wish GW would do, I would love to get, give me an alternate art unit card. Give me like.
How about those sleeves that they gave away? Right? Why don't they make those sleeves? People would have had those.
Yeah, I mean, do they even make a sleeve that size? Like for other, is there a giant clear sleeve that you could put your
probably
unit?
I haven't looked.
It's a European sleeve, probably size for a board game.
If you can think of it, it's probably out there. Yeah. It's probably a similar, maybe not exacting fit. And maybe not the motif you would want. But if you just want to protect it, I'm sure it is a sleeve.
I think I got one. You know what? I might have a pack of one. I remember I bought Blood Bowl ones back in the day.
And they were that size.
And I had to order them from the UK.
You know what? They're postcard size. That's basically what they are.
Pretty much. Right? Rounded edges.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, so getting back, Age of Sigmar, awesome. Can't wait to get it back on the table. Can't wait to get the terrain painted up, get some boards done. There's a lot more growth and work to be done. So super pumped.
No, but it's I think we're going to get more people jumping on that train too. So that's good.
Yes. Oh, and a slight other rumor that I just heard recently through the interweb, that Horus Heresy box has been picking up steam. Okay. And I think from the rumors, and some of these rumors have been pretty much every rumor that's been coming out lately has been on point. There's been that weird, off the wall rumor.
Personally, I believe it's because Hastings is back. But we'll see.
Well, and he's even said he doesn't, the people he used to know are gone. So he's only hoping.
Maybe he knows more people.
Who knows? But the Horus Heresy is going to be a release like all the other sets. They're making 3-stage boxes. There's going to be the starter Horus Heresy, middle box, and the big $200 box.
30K?
All 30K.
Plastic, not Forge World?
Plastic. The rumors, there's a 2-part rumor.
I mean, that stuff is popular.
I mean, dude,
it's popular, and people are spending money on Forge World. So if they make it plastic,
whoa, dude, it's got Terminators, regular Marines. There's supposedly a 30K tank,
Dreadnought.
There's Dreadnought. I heard the big box has got a ton of stuff, plastic, and it seems and I heard a lot of the people rumor A lot of people that worked at Forge World on the Horse Heresy have moved over to the main GW studio.
Which means they're doing
Plastic. And a lot of the, something else got us most, they're hiring new people for articles that are going to be in White Dwarfs for the Horse Heresy. So the fact, though, that this is not coming out right before Christmas, I mean, maybe it's a Christmas announcement, but that means you wouldn't be getting it
for the holidays.
But then again,
and GW invariably closes down from like November to mid-January.
So maybe they want you to spend your January money once you've gotten money, say for the holidays, come and spend it there.
Well, we'll see.
Well, I'm not a 30K guy, but I do like the clean aspect of the trader as opposed to the overly spiked out chaos. Sometimes
like the mutated chaos.
Yeah, like
just the guy that's like, you know what? I'm not with you no more. I'm out.
Yes, that's kind of
like we're wearing the same armor. Everything.
You're not a loyalist. You're a loyalist and you're a traitor. So that's kind of intriguing because then
see that early separation.
Yes, always an interesting.
Think what happened with the Dark Angels? How they fought amongst themselves. How did they know who was who?
Yeah, right.
What did they tie a bandana? Oh, I'm with the red guys. I'm with the Yeah. What did they do? What happened? People on the same side might have been killing each other when that happened. So, I mean, it's cool to see.
It's an interesting time in the lore. So, the fact they're going to bring it, plus for us, we grew up with the Corvus armor with the beaks. And they're all beaks. Oh, my God. I saw that and I'm like, no.
If we get a bunch
no.
Never say never.
Never say never. You just said that made me think of the coach from the Pittsburgh. They asked him if he was going to college.
He's never say
never. Never say never, but never.
Never. There was rumors he might go to the Raiders, by the way. Just let's put that out there. The Pittsburgh coach, Tomlin.
Oh, that's right. Because I keep forgetting there's an opening there. And in our final news,
dun dun dun,
we have something to look at.
Dun dun dun, dun 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 dun.
Hold on.
Oh, look at that box.
Cool.
It's just a white box. That's what you're getting.
Yes. It's great for storing cards and shoes.
That's it. That's all it is. It's just an empty box.
It's just shoes.
$30. Pay up. Empty box.
Go ahead.
You want me to do it? All right. Let me do it without rubbing on the mic because Phil's going to be like, oh, you rubbed the mic and you ruined the audio.
Yeah, give me the mug.
Yeah, hold my drink. Don't spill it. Can you? Delicious beer. Can you see? Can we? Are we good? All right. I want to say hello. Let me do this first. This is like so awkward. It's like really in there.
Bring it. Bring it. Do
whatever
you gotta do. From the sides.
Why is it so secure if it's just an empty box?
It was in case he had to ship it.
In case that's right.
To New Zealand or something.
What's his name?
Kiwi's out there, man.
Kiwi's out there.
You want one of these? I don't know what shipping will cost, and you might get it in 2025, but you want one.
Kiwi, man, that would be awesome.
That'd be so funny.
We should just send him one. Can we just send Kiwi if you're out there? Okay. All right. So look at how nice he did this.
That is really cool.
It's really cool. And look with that. So as you are aware, we we announced last week that it was a Dungeons and Dragons theme,
D&D themed box.
And let's move some stuff over. I want to have some fun with this now. This is good. So I'm gonna come over here. Phil could do it better on this shot. So I won't divulge what's in
them, but the presentation.
The presentation is more important than anything.
Yes. Hey.
There are various.
That's a red seal.
Oh wow! How did that happen?
I
don't know how that happened. So we won't discuss what's in them yet because I still want to keep it secret. I want people to enjoy it. But there's two little things there. We got. It's all. Can I go nuts? All right.
Yeah.
Is this somebody's? This is like Waze box. Are they spitting it?
Oh whoa. Whoa.
But now you have the Primarch's DNA in here.
Oh.
No
cloning.
Okay, no cloning.
Primogenitor.
So, since it is D&D themed, of course we have we need a D&D monster.
Yes.
And we are encouraging people to paint their models.
And that's the painting kit, right? That's the WizKids painting kit.
It's the WizKids paint night kit. So it has a red slot in here, and there's there's paint in here, some brushes, a little water pot.
Yes.
Get your feet wet, have fun with it. Don't be afraid. Painting is a skill like anything else, right? You just have to practice.
Yeah. And just
enjoy this mini, have fun. It's not a one-of-a-kind mini. Just have fun with it, man. Relax, have fun. Ask the people in the store.
And it's funny, looking at that, I have to say once again, all these years playing D&D, I do not think we have ever fought a red slot.
No.
I don't think I fought a blue. I don't think I fought any slot.
I think a green slot.
I don't even remember. I don't remember them. Put it that way.
Again.
Don't remember them. Something's in the bag.
So we won't say what though.
There's more stuff in the
There's
bag.
more stuff in the bag. And there's wait. This one might. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry.
That was dense.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think we just stand to the table.
Don't go through the metal detector with this box.
All right. Well, that's what there's the goodies in the box.
And there's a small addition that's coming.
Oh yes. We added something. I brought it today. We had. I could discuss it because at this point, they
Yeah,
don't
when
know.
the- when-
We were
when-
gonna
when
put
this
some-
goes up,
I
you'll
was
know.
going to put one. Yeah, I guess we could do that. Yeah, let's do that. Phil's pointing out to me.
Yeah,
Hold on. This just in.
Because when is is you know.
This just in. All right. So this is other stuff that should I show it all? Should we just reveal the whole box?
They've already opened them.
They've
Yeah,
already opened them?
yeah.
Well, what if somebody was holding out just because they didn't want to open it? Maybe they didn't want to spoil. All right, so spoiler alert. All right, we'll do full on spoiler alert. All right, so we have a full kind of like a thank you and why we did this and what's the intent of it and a little breakdown of what's in the box.
The box, yes.
Okay. Here is Phil's family recipe.
Oh, from the Shire. Not from the Shire. From Rivendell.
Limbus bread.
Stolen from the
Right. It's
stalls of
the actual
Rivendell.
recipe. He's actually has eaten it. I haven't tried it yet. Hopefully, maybe I can get his wife to make some for us.
Let's have.
Did she make it or did you make it? She
I
made it.
did.
Oh, thank God, because that would have been like
Yeah.
that would have been like dwarven stone bread if he made it.
That might be next.
Yeah.
Just
All
keep
right.
that in mind.
Here's some pre-made character. That's you will actually have a mini for it in the box. I believe it's in this one here. So, is this the suit for this box? No, it's not. Okay, well because that's in here. All right, so there's a pre-made character.
And the miniature
And
match.
the relative minis in here.
Yes.
Basically, this kit was designed to let you dive headfirst into D&D.
Yeah, have something in front of you.
Yeah, yes.
Pre-made.
Yes. So you're going to have, might as well open it up so they see. You know, all the sets are different, but this particular set, as of course, we got to give you, if you're gonna play D&D, you need dice. And what is this?
Are those RSG 6-siders?
He stole these from the store. These weren't supposed to be in here.
Oh.
He's such a thief. You're lucky. You people are lucky Phil likes you.
Oh, that's such a Slanesh set. I'm
It
sorry.
is, right? Well, they're all different.
That's
so
nice.
that's cool. All right. Then on your adventures, you would probably need a place to stay, and you're gonna have to
Yes,
pay.
yeah.
You're gonna want to order a beer or an ale.
An ale.
Or
Maybe
we
some.
gotta-
Maybe
maybe some limbus bread.
All
right, so
a lamb shank.
A lamb shank. So you're gonna need some coin.
Metal coins.
That sounds. All right, hold on. Do a little ASMR video. Just jiggle it around a little bit. All right.
Wait, and those coins are reflected in the tier icons?
Yes. So this is where Phil got the idea for. He had the idea, but to actually pick the symbol, he's like, "Well, I actually found the coins from the Forgotten Realms."
Interesting. So if you're a gold member or
Well, there you go.
silver,
There it is, right there. So
That's
you have this icon.
awesome.
If you're a gold member, you have this icon.
That's
So
awesome.
is the silver one, or is this the platinum?
So
It's the silver.
Those are awesome.
Those that know Dan's colorblind, so that's a problem. All right, and then
You got your character in there,
the
which
character,
won't
yeah.
match to that one, but
we won't
it's-
match to this one because we didn't open that particular envelope. But each little it's the wee man.
Oh, that is a halfling in front of you. So yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah, that's the
this is
halfling.
the halfling from it? Oh, wait, there might be more halflings because he did a bunch of random characters for every box. Make
Random
sure.
halfling. Dinadan halfling. Halflings for Dinadan.
Well, he loves. He probably actually Dinadan would love this mini. Very Regis like.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So you got dice, you got coin.
you're going to have something else we're adding today. Originally, I was going to write one little kind of like a get your attention adventure. A little intro thing.
A hook.
Just a little hook. Just like be like a little one night thing, as they call them in D&D parlance. It's a one-off that would probably just last the night. But then I remembered some adventure cards that we had gotten with a bunch of hooks. So instead of giving one, we're going to give each box going to have about 7 different little hooks in the box. So if you have a DM and you're not familiar and you want to try it out, you can try out the
have
hooks.
a hook.
If you don't have no idea how to do it at all, it'll help you to have a hook.
Yeah. If you have a running story, you're doing it
can-
at night, and you're like, I want to extend a little bit longer. Boom, bust
Well,
that out. You
just
got like
a
another
little one-off.
20-minute adventure.
You could tie it into your overarching scheme that you have already. Or again, like I said, intro thing. You want to try it. You want to introduce it to a friend. If you're already a gamer and you already have D&D experience, you could you could actually take some of this and say, hey, listen, here's your stuff. I already have mine.
Yeah, introduce it to
and let's play
a group.
Yeah. So anyway,
Cool.
this is our first attempt at a theme. We hope everybody likes it. We don't know. Some people don't like D&D. Some do. It's the hit or miss with themes, right? Phil wrote a little thank you, a little reason why we're doing it, what it's about, why we chose this, and so on and so forth. And also, he also wrote, and I totally agree with him on this, is if you don't like it, please tell us why. If you do like it, please tell us why.
Yeah.
If you want to see more or less of something,
Yeah, different ideas for
Different
themes
ideas
and
for
stuff,
themes,
like
whatever,
stuff.
you know,
Because
we're
as this grows, these can become more elaborate and grow themselves as
exactly.
rewards.
We could go
for those
bigger,
patrons.
we can go smaller, we can mix it up, we can change it up.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard going forward because, I'm just thinking 5 years out, it's like 50-something themes, and my brain's already just like swelling. Luckily, I have a community to pull from, and we'll have different ideas. They're going to be hit or miss. We might make some changes. I was thinking maybe we could announce the theme instead of doing it monthly. I mean, we could still do it monthly, but instead of it making a subscription, maybe we could do it as Merc. We could put it on the site because Phil had told me that on Patreon we could actually set up Merc. So if we don't want to do it as a subscription, like if you don't want to be stuck into it, maybe
There's
we'll
a
see it.
merchandise option too.
Well, we can announce the theme, not show you the whole box, but at least announce the theme, right? And then you could say, "Oh, right, you know what? I like that stuff. Maybe we make a trading card game one. Maybe we make a board game oriented one. Maybe we make a miniatures based one, whatever it may be." And you can say, "Oh, I like that stuff. I'm definitely getting that box." Or you can be like, "You know what? I'm not into that. I'll skip this month." Now you have an option. Now you have choices. Choices is always better.
Yeah.
Right. So, we'll see. We'll discuss. First time, I think we did pretty good here. I think they're going to have fun.
Cool.
So, they will see this video after, as Phil said. Anybody who's watching this video, you've already gotten your box. You're probably either happy or sad with it already.
Leave your comments below and
In the description below.
yeah. And and if you guys got any, we haven't asked this in a while, but if you guys have any questions and you want us to talk about something or something you're thinking about,
Oh yeah.
Put it down there.
We haven't needed any input, but news has been kind of slow lately.
Yep.
Going forward, I'm hoping to start doing the battle reports. Phil's actually starting to do more painting videos, so we're starting to expand our horizons.
Yes.
With Age of
Slowly but surely.
Sigmar, which Age of Sigmar being played more in the store, we're hoping to do more battle reports.
yeah, hopefully we
Especially
can
now that
do
all of us are going to be getting on the table.
do a group crusade and we could like make a story out of it and have a little narrative and see kind of what gets our juices flowing when it comes to gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually kind of like doing the box opening thing. So maybe we could do that more with maybe every video we can add a box opening to some kind of product that comes in the store.
Cool.
Because the news can be light sometimes, and when it's light, we can do that'll fill up 20 minutes. Hey, check out this new game we got.
You get to see inside before we make a purchase.
Maybe some of these new boxes that are coming out for 40K in fantasy.
Yeah.
We can just do a quick box opening on this channel here. So add to things. So
Cool.
I hope you guys enjoy the boxes. There'll be more down the road, and we'll see what happens as it goes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we'll end it there with my usual never stop gaming.
And keep rolling the dice.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, praise Nerd.